Hello, my name is Mohindo Mubarak, and in this video I am going to show you how you can create this kind of a fab icon. A fab button where you can click and then it will expand, and you'll have your list or recycler view behind it of different users or different people or different items, and in front of it there is a button which you can click on until expand more button that can ask you to do different actions. And when you click on those actions, you can do different things. You see, when I click on call, it can toast here call. When I click on voice record, it toasts voice record, and I can as well close them. So that's what we're going to do in this video. So let's get started. So we're going to begin by creating that button fab more. So I'm going to go back to our project, and I'm going to create another activity by simply coming to main app and then say new, and then click on basic. I don't know, an empty activity. I'm going to create an empty activity. I'm going to call it more. Okay, just more button. Button more. Okay, so after creating button more, and then I say click finish, that activity will be created. So let's go ahead and create the button that we'll click on, and then to open this activity. So we'll do like this. I will simply come to the main activity, which is here, and then go to the layout by simply clicking on control and then click on layout, and then here I'm going to open another. I'm going to create another button like this, and I'm going to call it buttons more, or button more, so that when you click on it, you should open the more button. So let me create another function. It's going to be more, and then I press alt and enter to create this function. There's a create function. So I'm just going to copy this, and then I paste it here, and then I'll change this one to more. It's what button more, right? Button more activity, this one, so that when the user clicks there, they're able to take in to this class. So I'll go ahead to my layout, and then click on split, and then here is where we're going to put the whole logic. So I've already created the code, so I'll explain the code as I put it in a new app that we have just created. So I'll just simply change this layout to linear layout. Main layout, I'll change it to linear layout, and then I'll give it orientation of vertical, and then I'll go ahead and put this action bar if we may need it. Just in case you want the action bar, you just put this action bar, so that you should have the action bar here on top. So after putting the action bar, what else? We'll go ahead and put our recycler view, our coordinate layout. No, before you put the recycler view, you have to put the coordinate layout. Otherwise, if you don't put the coordinate layout, then you'll not be able to arrange and make this button to suit in this location. Remember, coordinate layout, they can help us to position anything in any place that we want. But linear layout, it will be just like one next to the other. Okay, so I'll just open this coordinate layout here, like this coordinate layout, and it's having width of match parent and height of match parent. I hope you know how to create a coordinate layout. It's just open a tag and then say coordinate layout, and then I'll go ahead and close this one by just doing like this and then put a stroke. So I have this coordinate layout, and inside this coordinate layout is where I'm going to put my components, like a recycler view. So a relative layout of recycler view. So I'll just copy a relative layout, but relative layout is not necessary. You can just go ahead and put the recycler view. This one is just for prestige. So we'll just put a relative layout, and inside the coordinate layout, and say it is matching parent, it's matching parent, and then also the recycler view, say the relative layout, that say it is matching parent and match parent everywhere. So after doing those two, but this relative layout, you can still leave it, it's not necessary. You can leave just recycler view and make it match parent. And so in this recycler view, it's where we put our list of what of users. So the main concentration today is the more button. So I'll go ahead and create these buttons, and I'll put them in a linear layout. So I'll copy this linear layout here, and then I'll put it next to the to the recycler view. But remember, it is it is a coordinate layout, and in a coordinate layout we can define where something should be positioned. So I have here width, it is wrap content, and height is wrap content. So gravity of a layout, I make it bottom, so it is here bottom, and then at the end it is here, or I can say bottom and right, then it will be automatically in the in this corner. Otherwise, if I say bottom top, then if I say top end, then you'll expect it to be in this corner. So you can position it in any place that you want, according if your element is inside the coordinate layout. So we are going now to start putting the buttons. So the first button that we'll put is the recording button. Remember, it's linear layout, so one will be on top of the other. So I'll go and create this fab button. It is a fab button, floating button, and then I'll go and start organizing. So you're having a float icon here, a floating icon. You know how to create them. Just simply put there float action button, you see, and press enter. The tag will be completed for you. So put here the fab of microphone that represented a mic recording, and then you put the app background tint. If it does not resolve, just press alt and enter. Everything will be resolved for you. And then after, we make it is gray, the tint, and then we make the size of the button to be mean, fab size, and after up it is mean, so that it should be smaller than the other. Then you have the ripple color to be white, and then you have the SRC. Okay, Android SRC, just put SRC to be that of a microphone. So when you compile this application, you will have a microphone on top there. So we've created our first button. Let's go ahead and create the second one. I'll just simply copy it, and then I'll give it an ID of fab call, just exactly like the previous one, but here it will have an icon of call. So let's go ahead and create that icon of call by simply coming to drawables, and then new vector set, and then open this one and put put call, and then we'll select this one for calling. Let me give it a name, IC call or icon call, and then we have that call icon there, and change this to SRC, not SCR, SRC, or the source. Okay, just like this, SRC of Android. So we have put those. Okay, so after putting that, then we'll go ahead and put our very final button, which is be switching them either to toggle them on or toggle them off. Paste it there, and give it width of wrap content, height of wrap content, and height, and I'll make it margin left to be smaller, large, small, large, and then give it the margin top of middle, so that it should be a little bit spaced compared to the other buttons. You see, let me zoom it so that you can see properly. I want this one to be a little bit large and spaced. That's why I'm giving them margin and height. Then I'll make it to be clickable. I make it true, and then I give it tint of white, and then make the size to be normal. Remember, these ones we had the size of minimum, so this one is normal. And then I'll come here and give it the SRC, and then after giving the SRC, I give the icon, okay, the color of white, the ripple color of white, and the fab size is normal. Of course, I've explained everything. So after doing that, it doesn't mean that we are done. Now we have to work on the on the logic. So this button, the main button, is called fab add. Okay, so we're going to go in our activity, in our button toggle activity, and then start creating the logic of that click listener. So I'll find that button by ID, okay, by just simply saying here in the on create, I'll just say find, I'll just open the bracket and say fab icon. Here I typecast it, and then I say find view by ID, and then I say the fab icon. So if I do like this, I will just go ahead and set the click listener. You see, I set the click listener. So I put dot set on click listener, new on click listener, and then we'll have there the click listener. So I want to start toggling those two things. So I'll put here the rotate view. Okay, so this view is not created. So I'll just change this one to view. You know, when I click on something, it will be giving me a view. So I will go ahead and create this subclass of view. And I'm going to put it under what? Under utilities. So this one, the one that will be checking if something is rotated or not. Let me just focus on that one of rotation or not. Okay, I'm going to make it a method. It will be checking if something. Let me just make it a method so that you should avoid creating another class. So just press Alt and Enter to create it. Let me put it here. Okay, so it is just a class. It's a public static class, so it can be just a boolean class. It will be rotating the fab. It received the view, and then the rotate, whether it should rotate it or not. You see, so it received two things. Its task is just to rotate that main button, the fab button. So you see, it makes the animation of 200 here, v.animate. So this one, this view that we get, we say .animate .set duration to be 200, and then we say .set listen animation, and then we say on animate end, and then we pass the animation. So we will put here the number of times that it should take to rotate, and then we return the rotate, and that rotate is the one that we receive here. So let me create that rotate property. See, rotate, I'm going to make it public, and I'm going to make it false. So by default it is not rotated, so I'll make it I'll make it false here. So it will be showing the animation. If it is rotated, it will return true. If it's not rotated, it will return false. So by default it is false, so I'll get here the rotation. Then after setting that rotation, I'll go ahead and okay, I'll just toggle this one, and then here I'll be checking if it is rotated or not, and then I rotate the microphone. I display or I hide the other items. You see, I check if it is rotated. I say it should show, or should create this animation and then show the microphone, or the microphone and the call. If it's not rotated, I say should hide these two. So I'm going to create these two functions, the one that shows and the one that hides. So to create those ones, just come here and get it. It's just a kind of animation function. So I'll just paste it here and I'll explain it. So it's just a function. The other function, I'd put them in a class so that we should reuse them. But here, since we're just making a single project, I can just put them as the method here. So it will be this the function that shows something. Like if in case you want to animate something and display it, you can use this function. You just receive the view, and then you set if it's visible, you make it, you set its visibility to be visible, and then you set the rotation of 200, and then you start the transition here. You make it start translating, and then to make that kind of rotation as it displays. So I'll come here and remove this class and just make it show. Okay, and then I'll have to create this icon itself because I've not find it. Okay, this one, this button, we have not created it. So let us create it and bind it. So it is going to be here, a button fav mic, and then we bind it here by simply saying fav mic is good. Find views by idr.id dot fab mic. Let's go ahead and create also for this call by simply putting here comma and add call and duplicate this like this, like this. So we have those two. So one more class that is remaining, one more method that is remaining, the method of hiding. The method of what? Of hiding. So let us create that method of what? Of hiding by just simply coming here. I'm going to create it at this point. In the next project we'll just be using the particular class. Okay, so I'll create those methods here, and it is just receiving a view and set its visibility. If it is visible, it sets its visibility to be seen, and then here it will hide it and make it to be gone. Here it was visible, and then here it makes it to be hidden. So here I'll just set its visibility. This is a method. It will receive a view, and then it sets its visibility of this view to be visible, and then say the alpha to be 1.f, and then say the transition to begin from 200 to animate from 200 as it is making it hidden. You see, I set it gone, and then here start for it to start translating the transition. So I'll come and make these methods to be what? To be show. Okay, so after doing that, then it means that our method is done. Okay, our method is done. So let us run the application and see what's gonna happen. So that's it. You see, we have come up with this UI. So if I click on close, you see they are hidden. If I click like this, you see they are gone. I do like this, they are hidden and they are displayed. They are hidden, they are displayed. Click on this. Now here I have not put the listeners, like when I click on it, it should do a certain action, but you can go ahead and do that for yourself, because for me I'm concentrating on the user interface. So go ahead and put the listener, like if I click on this, I should be able to call, or I should be able to record. So that's how we do such a beautiful animation using this kind of buttons. I hope it was a helpful video. I'm going to put this code or the link of this source code in the description, so that in case you want to compare with your code, you can be able to get the access to to this resource. Thank you for watching. Don't miss in the next video, we are going to look at another topic of Google of Material UI cards. I hope you'll not miss, and make sure you be there. Thank you for watching, and remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you there.